What's up, guys? Chase Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and by fan request today, I'm talking about parting lines. Let's get to it. Now, you might be wondering, how can somebody just look at a picture of a disc or the profile of one and tell you if it's overstable or understable? The answer is they're probably using the parting line to make that determination. The parting line forms during the molding process. Discs are made in a mold that's in two halves. They come together and then they inject the plastic in. And where that line is, that seam, that is the parting line. You'll see a lot of discs, like in this picture here, have a very clear parting line. There'll be, injection marks. You'll basically see a boundary between the two halves. That's the parting line. Now, as you can see in this picture, MVP, Latitude 64, the Royal line, and several other companies have said they are working to get rid of that parting line just because it's more aesthetically pleasing to see that smooth piece of plastic. Some say it feels better in the hand. They want to get rid of that flashing. So we are going to be losing parting lines as an indicator pretty soon, technically just the line part. So we do need to come up with a new term for it. If you have an idea, throw it down in the comments. Might be calling it like the peak of the wing, because basically the widest part of the disc is where the parting line forms. So you're gonna be looking at the widest edge of the disc to figure out stability from just from looking at it. Now, the reason the parting line is important has to do with aerodynamics and how the air flows around the discs. So let's take a look at some molds and figure out, are they understable, overstable, just stable, based solely on the picture. So starting with this mold, we want to first identify where is the parting line. Then we want to see where is the parting line in relation to the total height of the disc. As you can see here, the parting line is below the halfway point of this disc, meaning it's an understable mold. Having the parting line low means more air is going to travel over the top of the disc compared to underneath the disc, which creates more turn in the flight, which is the understable flight characteristic. The mold we have here is an Axiom Theory. Although it's retired, it's still considered by many to be one of the best understable mid-range molds MVP developed, and we're eagerly awaiting a replacement. Next, we see a disc with a parting line that is basically in the middle of the disc in terms of total height. This means airflow is going to be evenly distributed above and below the disc during the flight, meaning this is going to be a stable mid-range. MVP fans will likely recognize this is an Eclipse reactor, which is known for its straight flight and forward-pushing fade. Looking at this final mold, we see a parting line that is above the midline in terms of height, meaning this is an overstable mold. More air is going to be traveling underneath this disc as opposed to above it, which means it's going to create drag, slow the disc down, and result in that signature fade of an overstable disc. Everyone who knows my bag knows this is one of my favorite utility discs, the MVP deflector. Alright, to conclude, I have a little chart here that might help you out if you're a little more visually inclined. It's just what we've been talking about. If you have a parting line that is above the midline towards the top of the disc, it's going to be up here overstable. If you have a stable disc, the parting line is probably going to be somewhere in the middle. And then a low parting line on the disc is going to be down here, understable. The flight numbers are basically, if you take the turn of a disc and add it to the fade, that's where I get these numbers from. So let's say you have a MVP orbital. Has a turn of negative 4.5 plus one fade gives you a negative 3.5. So down here somewhere. Way down here. So understable disc. In the middle, you'll have something like an MVP wave. It's got a negative 2 turn, but a 2 fade, so it stables back out to 0 here. Good stable distance driver. And then all the way up here at the top, you're going to have your MVP phase. 0 turn, 4 fade, so a good overstable driver. You're also going to find, they have very high wings on those discs that get up. The higher up, you're going to find the wing is going to be way high versus down here, the wing's going to be way low. You're also going to find on the overstable discs, they're not going to have much dome usually because when that wing is so high up, there's not much room for that dome to form on a disc. So that's why your overstable discs typically are flat top and preferred by forehand players because they fit in the hand nice. That flat top usually results from having really just no room for a dome to form. So hope this little guide helps. It was taught to me years ago by a friend. It was really useful, especially when you come across discs that don't have flight numbers on them. Or, for instance, in my case, I was playing trilogy challenges. And until, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, the trilogy discs, dynamic discs, didn't have, they had their own system for flight numbers that wasn't standardized to what we use today. So I would look at their numbers and I wouldn't know what the heck they meant. So when I would play a trilogy challenge where you're just handed 3 discs and you got to go out there, it was nice to be able to know, like, looking at a disc, oh, this thing's understable, so you're not just flying blind out there. I hope this helps you out, guys. It's a nice little, tool to have to help you in disc selection. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you for watching this guide to parting lines. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and other disc golf content. Lastly, thank you to my sponsor. For all your disc golf needs, check out Basket Bashers Disc Golf. Glad you stuck around to the end. If you're on my Facebook page, you probably saw I posted in my next video, I'd be giving one of these away, and here's your chance. For the James Conrad Tour Series, this one's really cool. Starry stamp, really nice swirly action going on here. So, if you want to win this 171 gram Volt, all you got to do is 1, be subscribed to this YouTube channel, and 2, down below in the comments, just write the word Bendy, B-E-N-D-Y, and I'll be doing the drawing probably on Friday. So, thank you guys for the support. Definitely, if you're not already following my Facebook page, the link's in the description. Be sure you're subscribed here. I'll drop some teasers for stuff. Thank you for all the support.